I think this is a problem that a lot of people have is you have a successful garden, and then what do you do with everything? You can only give so much away. You feel like you're being wasteful. And where did you learn to can?
Where did I learn
Yeah,
to
how
can?
did your mom do that?
No.
No?
I think it all started when we were watching the Alaska shows.
Ah,
Kilchers.
the Kilchers.
Mm-hmm. And it was, what is her name? What's her name?
Eve.
Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eve and the Kilchers. Great show.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into homesteading and self-sufficiency and things like that, which we are, you know, to a certain extent, obviously. So that's where you learned. And so we're doing what today? Tomatoes?
So we're canning tomatoes. So this was harvested this morning and they are all pre-washed. So as you can see, there's a lot of them and there's a lot of variety of this tomato.
Now this is the third harvesting, right?
The third.
Right. So we've got probably at least one more.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are the individual tomatoes?
These are the individual tomatoes. We have the sunrise sauce. These are going to be yellow. San Marzano, one of our favorites. They're really good for sauce. And then we have the hybrid tomato. They call it the Better Bush. And Bush Goliath. And the early bird hybrid tomato.
What equipment you have? I see a lot of stuff out.
Okay, so first thing is you're gonna have to blanch them. So we're gonna boil some water.
And blanching is
like 2 to 3 minutes.
right, but it's boiling water with salt, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and that's going to help to see that you can remove the skins.
Correct.
Okay, and then you've got your pressure cooker,
Pressure cooker.
and then you'll show us later on how to set that, how long you let it go for, and that kind of thing.
Then we have our kosher salt here. We use the lemon.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we have to measure.
Okay, so so now you're going to start blanching. Is that the
Yes.
first thing you're
Uh-huh.
going to do?
We are gonna use this jars here.
We're using
These are
the
the quarts.
little larger quart jars. Yeah, and I'll usually use like 2 of those to make a batch of sauce. We like leftover, and we like making a good amount of sauce. And these are the caps.
Yes.
Which, talk about how critical that is. You know, about getting it wrong. I mean,
Well, I like the Ball brand because during COVID we actually had like we didn't have any supply of this brand, so we used the cheap ones. I mean, they do work, but I like this better. I'm more confident about the seal.
we'll talk about confidence and why it's so critical. What can happen if you mess it up?
Well, you don't want what?
Botulism, right?
Botulism. You don't want food poisoning.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's and you'll talk about that later on about how the tops pop and all that. We'll show that a little later on in the process.
Yes.
Okay. So what are we gonna do now?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna need to boil some water, blanch the tomatoes, and go from there.
Okay. Okay. So you got ice, and what do you use? It's actually a salad spinner, right?
Yeah, you just have to be creative with what you use with your limited tools and equipment in your kitchen. So this one is where we put our tomatoes that are blanched.
Okay.
You have
So
to.
it's an ice bath.
You have, yes. What I usually do is I have this coring tool that we got from the late Bed Bath and Beyond.
That's right. Then no
Yeah.
more Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yes.
So you're pulling the cores, which makes
So-
obviously perfect sense.
Correct.
You don't want the tomatoes with the cores in them.
For this ones, you just, use a knife to take that off.
The small ones.
Yeah, but for this big ones, you just push it in there, twist, and there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So we're ready
yeah,
to
so
put
you're
our tomatoes in the boiling water. So you don't want to overdo it, like I said. When it starts to peel off,
I see. It's all wrinkled.
yeah, and that makes it easy to peel the tomatoes.
So this is pretty common procedure anytime you blanch anything, is to use highly salted water, and once you've blanched them, then put them immediately in an ice bath, because obviously we're not trying to cook the tomatoes, right?
We're not. We're just,
Peeling the skin.
peeling the skin, put it in a water bath, and make sure that you stop the cooking process. Now we're peeling the tomato. See how it makes it easier to take the skin off.
Yeah, if you've ever cooked a tomato sauce of any kind and not peeled the tomatoes like I have, not knowing better, it's not very pleasant. The tomato skin does not break down like you would think it does. You really need to peel them.
But don't you use the blender though?
Yeah, I have done that. That's what I actually will do, is when we've got these beautiful jars full of tomatoes, I will, when I go to make the tomato sauce at some point, probably this winter, is I will pour them, liquid and all, into a blender, and I will bring them to almost a liquefied state. Now that's a matter of preference. Some people like a chunky tomato sauce, where we prefer it pretty well blended. After you get them all cored and blanched, what's the next step?
So what we do is make sure that you have your jars prepared. Make sure that they are sanitized.
And how do you do that?
What I do is just clean it with, of course, soap and water, and very hot water. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you can also put it in your dishwasher and have it sanitized, but I don't do that.
Yeah. And so, okay, so you're already starting to put them in the jars then, so you're cutting them up and putting them in the jars.
Yes. So the next process is you're just, cutting them up and taking off the seeds.
Oh, you're de-seeding them as well.
Yes, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is a blessing, but it's a lot of work.
It is. Why do you do it?
It's patience, and patience is a virtue.
It is. You think about all the work, starting in...
It's a labor of love.
Yeah, starting seeds and getting them in, tilling the garden,
and some people won't do it, because why would you do it?
Yeah.
Tomatoes are like cheap.
Well, not these tomatoes.
Yeah. I
mean we notice it in the product. I guess that's the biggest thing too.
Plus where your food is coming from. Okay. The dirty work is done. Now we have some toys here.
Oh.
You remember this? You gave this to me.
I did.
It's got this magnetic picker. And what it does is, so you're not holding your
Oh, for contamination.
Yes. So this is the lid.
Okay.
And you have the band in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So this one is going to require 2
tablespoons
of your
lemon juice. Okay.
And 1 teaspoon.
So that's a half teaspoon that you're using, so 2 of those.
Yes. And that's your kosher salt.
Kosher salt, okay.
All right. So this one, I've already done it.
Okay.
You're going to take this. It's a bubble Take out all the air.
Okay.
And you have to leave like a headspace of 1/2 inch.
Okay.
Sometimes more.
Of a 1/2 inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is very important. Make sure that the top portion of it is clean.
So again, getting back to contamination, sanitizing, and nobody wants to kill their family doing this, right?
Maybe not. We'll get there.
All right. Well, we'll come back to you then when you're you're gonna put the
Putting the
rings
bands
on? Put the bands on. Is that just finger tight then?
Yes.
Okay.
So we need to put some vinegar in here.
Okay.
I really do not measure it, but just enough to keep this clean and it does not stain.
Okay.
Okay. And it does have this.
It's steamer.
Yeah, the steamer. I already have like 1 liter of water in there. So
Okay.
we're adding another.
Did you already
liter.
put the vinegar in?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you're adding another liter of water.
Another liter of water. And
Okay.
we're gonna put our jars in there.
And how many of those big jars will it hold?
It should hold like 8 of them.
Okay. I guess the question that I would want to know if I'm doing this is, how do you set this thing? Is there a timer or is it temperature or?
It's actually by temperature.
Okay.
It's like PSI.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on where you are located in the United States, like how
Because of the
high is
your
your
elevation. Okay.
Yeah. So the guidelines is that it has to be like a level 2. If you can show this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's where we want to go. That level 2 being the point at when it's done?
Yeah.
Or that's
And then you have to process it for like 25 minutes.
okay. So
when
you,
it's
so
up
you're
there.
going to bring it up to level 2, and then it's going to process for 20 minutes.
Yes. This one is the tricky part. Okay.
And you can see the issue that she has with the clearance of our microwave and being able to get it on the gas burner
So we turn it on high all the way.
all the way on high.
Okay. And this one is still on the steam level until it boils. When it's boiling, when you see the steam coming out, you bring it up to 1.
Okay.
And you'll be watching this.
Okay.
As it goes to 1, you're gonna bring it up higher to 2.
I see. Okay, so it goes steam. Then once you see the dial to 1, and you go to 1 over here, dial to 2, you go to 2 over here.
Correct.
And
So once
20 minutes from the time it goes to 2,
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yes.
So now we're on 2. The dial is already pushed over to 2. And now the 25 minutes starts.
So we're done processing. We turned it off, and then we're gonna let the steam out. So we're still at 2 right now. So we'll lower it to 1, and it is going down. All right, let's see how we did.
The red gold.
So they're pretty much sealed. It did not blow up.
That's a victory.
You can either use this, actually, but I really do not feel safe sometimes doing that.
So you just use the pot holder instead. Yeah, I don't blame you. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'd feel safe with that either. Well, thanks for the tour today.
Well, the key is to leave this not disturbed for like 24 hours, because in a few minutes you're going to be hearing it pop, and that's when the seal is activated.
And if they don't pop, no matter how hard the work was, throw the jar out. It's not safe.
Right. Or use it right away.
Right, or use them, yeah. Well, guys, that's it. This is all my wife. I don't have much to do with the garden at all. If you were expecting our normal tractor-based informational channel content that we normally have, I guess maybe you were a little disappointed, but I don't know, that's why we called it Tractors in Life, is we are doing a variety of things, a variety of interests that we have, and sharing them. So maybe if you know someone that's into gardening, and someone this fall that has the bounty that we've been blessed with, you can pass the video along to them. If you do like our content and you like our channel, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching Tractors in Life.